The year was 2087. Humans had just begun to reach beyond their moon. A few bases floated in orbit, and 2 small ships were on their way to Mars. Life on Earth was busy as always. People worked, argued, built things, and tried to make sense of politics. Then something strange happened. Near Jupiter, a huge object appeared out of nowhere. It was not a comet or asteroid. It was metal, big and moving fast. Satellites picked it up first, then telescopes. Soon, every space agency on Earth was watching. It sent a message, not in any human language, but in numbers, symbols, and pulses. Scientists scrambled to understand. They found that the signal was a kind of universal code used by many advanced species across the stars. The ship waited. After days of silence, the world decided to respond. A team of linguists and scientists sent back a reply. They said hello. They asked who you are. The ship answered. We are the Galactic Council, it said. We come in peace. We must speak to your leaders. Within weeks, the council opened a wormhole near Earth. Through it came a delegation of beings unlike anything humans had seen. Tall, short, blue, gray, some with eyes all over their heads. They arrived in New York City, escorted by UN officials. They spoke to the world through live broadcasts. They looked worried. There is a war coming, they said, between 2 great empires. If Earth gets involved, everything will change. We beg you, they said. Stay out of this. Do not fight. Do not take sides. Many people were confused. Why would these powerful aliens be afraid of humans? Earth was not strong. Not yet. Its weapons were weak compared to what the Council described. Its ships were slow. Its tech was basic. But the Council did not care about strength. They feared something else. Humans, they said, are unpredictable. You fight when you should run. You laugh when others cry. You believe in impossible things and somehow make them real. We have seen it before, they said. One species like you can break the balance of entire galaxies, so they begged again. Please, for the good of all, stay out of the war, and for the first time in history, the people of Earth had to decide, not how to survive, but how to act when someone more powerful was afraid of them. The alien embassy opened in Colorado Springs. It looked like a giant jellyfish made of glass and light. People came from all over to see it, but only a few were allowed inside. The United Nations chose who would meet the aliens. Among them was Mike Carter, a former soldier now working as a security advisor. He wasn't a scientist or a diplomat, but he knew how to read people, and right now he didn't trust the aliens one bit. Also on the team was Lisa Montgomery, a young linguist with sharp eyes and a sharper mind. She had spent years studying alien languages and signals. Now, for the first time, she could talk to real aliens. Inside the embassy, everything was strange. Walls moved by themselves. Lights changed when someone spoke. Food was served in glowing cubes that tasted different to each person. Mike found it creepy. Lisa found it fascinating. They met the council's representatives, beings with long limbs, soft voices, and a way of speaking that felt too careful. They asked questions about human behavior. Why do you laugh when things go wrong? Why do you fight even when you know you'll lose? Lisa tried to explain. Humans are not like other species. We make mistakes. We try again. We find joy in small things. Sometimes we fight because we believe in something more than fear. The aliens did not seem comforted. As days passed, more humans visited the embassy. Scientists, soldiers, politicians. Some brought gifts, books, music, art. The aliens accepted them politely but seemed confused by many things. One day, a group of diplomats shared lunch with the aliens. They forgot to ask before eating. They just started. The aliens grew quiet. Later, their translator said that eating without permission was seen as rude or even threatening in their culture. But instead of apologizing, one diplomat laughed. Guess we're not great at etiquette, he said. To everyone's surprise, the aliens studied him closely. Then they left without another word. Back home, news of the meeting spread. People saw the aliens as nervous, unsure of how to handle humans. Some called it a weakness. Others saw it as a warning. For Mike and Lisa, it was clear. The council had expected humans to follow rules, to act like every other species in the galaxy. But humans didn't play by the rules, and that scared the aliens, more than anything else. The Galactic Council began to share secrets, not with everyone, only with a few world leaders and scientists. They called it helping humanity stay safe. But not everyone believed them. Mike Carter didn't like what he saw. He watched how the aliens gave special tech to certain governments. They said it was for protection, but Mike had seen deals like this before. Always came with strings attached. Lisa Montgomery worked late every night. She was trying to translate more than just words. She wanted to understand what the aliens were really saying. One day she found something strange buried deep in the treaty documents. Hidden in the fine print was a rule that allowed the Council to take control of Earth's defense systems if they felt it was necessary. That meant if the Council decided humans might cause trouble, they could shut down all weapons, ships, even satellites. Lisa showed the file to Mike. Both of them stared at the screen in silence. This wasn't peace. This was control. They took the findings to President Ellen Bradford, the leader of the United States. She read the document slowly, then looked up. "So they think we're too dangerous to be trusted," she said, "but not dangerous enough to leave alone." Mike nodded. "They want us neutered, ready to follow orders when the real war starts." Lisa added, "And if we say no, they'll call us a threat and act anyway." President Bradford made her choice quickly. She stood in front of the world press and spoke clearly. "We did not survive wars, disasters, and our own mistakes just to hand over our future to outsiders. Earth will remain neutral, but on our own terms." Her words spread fast. Some countries cheered, others worried. The Galactic Council was furious. They sent messages demanding explanations. They warned of consequences. They tried to meet with other leaders, hoping someone would still listen. But it was too late. Humans had been treated like children long enough. Now they had made their first move as a spacefaring species, not with weapons or ships, but with defiance. The Council had expected fear, confusion, or obedience. Instead, they got something they truly did not understand. A united Earth, choosing its own path. And for the second time since arriving, the aliens left a meeting looking afraid. After President Ellen Bradford refused to sign the Council's treaty, things started to change, not all at once, but in small, dangerous ways. First came the Vorthan Scouts. They were fast ships shaped like blades, slipping into the solar system without warning. They didn't attack, but they flew close to Earth's satellites in space, stations close enough to be seen through telescopes and even binoculars. People on Earth watched nervously. Some feared it was the start of an invasion. Others thought it was just a test. Mike Carter saw it as something else. He had spent enough time in the military to know when someone was measuring you for a fight. The Galactic Council tried to calm everyone down. They sent messages saying the Vorthans were only watching, not threatening. But their words felt hollow. After the secret treaty had been exposed, Lisa Montgomery worked long hours translating intercepted signals between the alien ships. What she found wasn't friendly talk. It was analysis, data, reports on human behavior, weapons tests, and even economic patterns. They weren't just watching. They were learning how to control or destroy Earth if needed. Back on the planet, governments debated what to do. Some wanted to hide, to shut down everything that reached into space. Others wanted to build walls, both real and digital. But then, something unexpected happened. A group of private aerospace companies, some backed by governments, most run by rich dreamers, announced they had launched a new defense system. It wasn't big. It wasn't flashy. It was a swarm of small drones built to protect Earth's orbital zones. They called it Project Guardian. When the Vorthan scouts made another pass near Mars, the drones struck. Not with lasers or missiles, but with EMPs and kinetic bursts. The alien ships lost power for minutes. Then they fled. Earth had never done anything like this before. No one expected such a simple, clever attack. The Council responded quickly, sending a formal complaint. They said Earth had broken the peace, that it had escalated the situation. President Bradford answered them with a live broadcast watched by billions. You asked us to stay out of your war, she said. We agreed, but we never said we'd leave our home unprotected. Her words hit hard across the world. People who had been afraid now felt proud. The message was clear. Earth would not beg for safety. We will defend ourselves. And for the third time since their arrival, the Galactic Council looked not just worried, but truly afraid of what humans might become. The Galactic Council had enough. They were tired of humans not doing what was expected. So they made a new move, one that would change everything. They sent a message to all human leaders. It was short, cold, and clear. Disarm all weapons or face sanctions. It wasn't just a warning. It was an order. People across Earth saw the message at the same time. Some governments met behind closed doors. Others shared the text online for all to see. President Ellen Bradford did not speak right away. She read the message twice, then handed it back to her advisor without emotion. Mike Carter stood nearby, arms crossed. They think we'll fold, he said. Like every other species they've bullied. Lisa Montgomery looked worried. They might be serious if they cut us off from space or block our tech. Then we use what we have, Bradford said. She called for a global broadcast, not just to the people of Earth, but to the stars. We are not asking for peace, she said. We are declaring our place. Earth is sovereign. We will not kneel. The message was seen by billions and heard by the aliens watching from above. The Council responded fast. They activated a hidden weapon, not a bomb but a virus. It was inside the technology they had given to Earth. Now it spread through networks, shutting down power grids, satellites, and even parts of the new defense system. Cities flickered in no and out of light. Flights were grounded. Emergency systems failed. Panic began to grow. But Lisa found something strange. The virus was powerful, yes, but not unstoppable. She worked with a team of hackers, students, and scientists from around the world. They isolated the code, broke its commands, and started pushing it back. In 48 hours, most systems were back online. Mike led a small team into the alien embassy in Colorado Springs. They went in quietly, not to fight, but to find proof. What they found confirmed everything. Secret files, hidden plans, and orders to shut down human progress before it could grow. Footage of the mission leaked online. People saw the truth. The Council had never come in peace, they came to control. And for the fourth time since their arrival, the aliens left a meeting looking afraid, not of war, but of what humans could do when they stood together. After the IP virus attack, Earth changed, not just in how it saw itself, but in how others saw it. The Galactic Council had tried to shut them down, but humans had fought back, fast, smart, and together. Now, the world began to move in a new direction. President Ellen Bradford called for unity, not just between nations, but between people. Scientists, engineers, soldiers, and dreamers all joined forces. In record time, they built something that shocked the galaxy. The USS Independence, Earth's first real warship built for space combat, was launched from orbit above Mars. It was fast, strong, and full of human ideas. Some borrowed, some stolen, and many made up on the spot. It carried weapons designed by university students, engines improved by old car mechanics, and software coded by teenagers who had never left Earth. Mike Carter stood on the command deck, arms folded, watching the stars. Didn't think I'd be flying into space, he said. Lisa Montgomery sat nearby, translating alien signals in real time. They're watching us, she said. All of them. She wasn't wrong. The Vorthan scouts returned, but this time they didn't run. They waited. Then came the Zilari Concord, another empire from across the stars. Their ships were smooth, bright, and filled with beings that looked almost human. They sent a message. We want to talk. The Galactic Council tried to stop them, but it was too late. Earth had already made contact. Both empires wanted to know what humans were. Not just as fighters, but as thinkers, builders, and dreamers. Earth answered with actions. They shared music, art, stories, and even food. Strange things to aliens, but full of life. In return, they asked for knowledge, not secrets, but science, history, and star maps. The Zalari agreed. The Vorthans watched closely, unsure. But the council? They were silent. They had come to keep peace, they said. Now they realized they had underestimated a species that did not follow rules, could not be controlled, and refused to stay small. For the fifth time, the aliens looked at humans with fear, not of war, but of what might come next. The galaxy could not ignore Earth anymore. What once seemed like a weak, chaotic planet had proven itself strong, not just in weapons but in will. The Galactic Council tried to hold on to control, but they had lost their grip. Their influence faded as two great empires, the Vorthan, Dominion, and the Zalari conquered, began talks with Earth directly. For the first time in history, humans were not asking for help or begging for peace. They were making choices on their own. President Ellen Bradford stood before the United Nations one last time before stepping down. She spoke calmly, clearly. "We are not perfect," she said. "We make mistakes. We fight each other. But we also rise. We build. And when someone tries to tell us what to do, we ask why." Her words were broadcast across the world, and beyond it. Mike Carter returned to space, this time not as a soldier, but as an advisor. He helped train the new officers. Of Earth's growing fleet, he told them the same thing every day: don't be afraid, don't back down, but never forget who you are. Lisa Montgomery became Earth's chief translator and ambassador. She worked with aliens, not as a servant, but as a partner. She taught others how to speak, how to listen, and most importantly, how to stand tall. The USS Independence was no longer alone. More ships followed, not all big, not all powerful, but all built by human hands. And then came the final moment. The Galactic Council called for one last meeting. They did not demand anything this time. They asked, they admitted what they had feared all along. Not Earth's weapons, but its spirit. Humans did not follow rules. They broke them, changed them, made new ones. "You do not fit into our order," one alien said. "You bring chaos," Lisa answered. "We bring hope." The council had no reply. They left quietly, knowing their power over Earth was gone. As the sun rose over the planet, people looked up at the stars differently now. Not with fear, but with wonder. And somewhere out there the human flag flew among the stars, not as conquerors, but as explorers.